How do I feel about competition? Is business a zero-sum game? If I win, you lose. If you win, I lose. Is that true?
You know, if you're in Vietnam and want to know about business, actually, if you're anywhere and want to know about business, you might want to check out Tom Peng. He doesn't fuck around. Yeah, Tom Peng. He's A-okay. Peace.
A lot of people characterize business as, a zero-sum game. In order for me to win, you have to lose. In order for me to make money, I have to destroy my competition. I have to dominate the market. In a way, that's true, because the business industry that you're in is fully saturated. In order for you to take one customer, you have to take it from your competitor. If that's true, then yeah, I would say it is very much a zero-sum game, right? For me to win, someone else has to lose. For you to win, someone else has to lose, right? Personally, I don't like to get into those kind of businesses because it is very difficult, right? Because you have to fight very, very hard to acquire one customer, to get one customer. Sometimes the cost of acquisition, the cost of acquiring a customer is just not, good, and there's no return on investment. And generally, when you're in a very saturated business space, it's very hard to make money, not just for you, but also for your competitors, right? So I don't like to get into those kind of businesses. I like to get into, what I consider to be, emerging markets, emerging businesses, things like e-commerce, things like Vietnamese import-export, because these things are not fully mature yet, right? So people might disagree with me and say, hey Tom, what are you talking about? E-commerce in Vietnam is very, very saturated, okay? It's like everybody's using e-commerce. I would counter that because I don't believe that's true, because I think e-commerce in Vietnam is still nascent, right? It's still a little baby. A lot of people still don't fully utilize e-commerce. I can tell you stories like back in Canada, right? Everybody buy from Amazon, right? That's sort of the natural behavior of people. Amazon's killing physical retail, but this is not true in Vietnam. Vietnam, physical retail still consists of majority of the commerce here in Vietnam. And also, if you look at the e-commerce technology here in Vietnam, it's like still at least 5 to 10 years behind markets like China or the USA or even Canada or Taiwan or Korea. So there's still a lot of room to develop. So I would consider e-commerce still emerging, and that means that there's still a lot of customers that need our services, and we don't have to fight with other people. So when people come to me and say, well, you have so many competitors, and my answer to that is generally, well, I don't consider them as competitors because the market is so big. The market is so huge that, we are not really in competition with them. We are really in competition with ourselves. We succeed or we fail not because of our competition. We succeed or we fail because of us. If we don't run our businesses well, if we don't have loyal employees, if we don't know what we're doing, then we're gonna fail. And we fail because of us. We are our own worst enemy. So I don't like to get into hyper-competitive industries. At the same time, I understand that to get into these blue ocean businesses, businesses where, the market is still wide open, I'm really in competition with myself, right? I succeed and fail based on my own ability to develop that market. And I see this as being true in e-commerce. I see this as being true even in Vietnamese real estate. And I see this as being true especially in Vietnamese export, right? Because Vietnam is truly just emerging as an exporting country, and there's still so much room we can do, and that's why we want to be part of it. We want to help, and we don't really have any competition because again the market is so big. We are really competing with ourselves at this point in time, and that's the kind of business I like to get into, right? And I like you to think the same way. If you're building a business, I want you to think about who you're competing with. And maybe those are not the most important competitions you have. Really, you should focus on, making your businesses, more efficient, providing better service, building a better product, take care of yourself first before you even consider competition. Because oftentimes the competition is with yourself. If you don't know how to improve your business, the business is gonna die by your own hands, not necessarily by competition. And especially in a blue ocean business, right? Especially in a business where the market is not yet fully developed or saturated. The consumer, the people that are buying the products and services, they don't really understand the players. They don't really know who's in the space. So they don't really have full knowledge of who is playing in this space, who are the service providers who make the products, right? And you just have to have really good marketing. You have to reach out to many people, a lot of the consumer. You have to have great content. You gotta beat them with your marketing, right? You gotta beat them with your sales. You gotta beat them with, really good products. And it's not necessarily that the consumer is comparing your product with someone else's product, because they don't really know who's competing with you. And really, you're competing with yourself. If you don't know how to do sales, if you don't know how to do marketing, if you don't know how to build a great product, then you're gonna lose by your own hands. I want you to look at your own business and consider yourself being your own worst enemy, right? You're the one that's gonna derail your own business, not so much your competition. And that's how I like to look at my own businesses. If I fail, it's not because of the competition. If I fail, it is entirely because of me, my operation, or the people that work in my operation, right? And I like to say that people equal shit, because people oftentimes are the weakest link. And that's something that you have to pay attention in your organization as well. Take fucking action. Don't focus so much on competing with your competition. Improve your business. You're competing with yourself. You have to improve every day, and don't be a fucktard.